Jaya Om Vishnu Pad Paramahamsa Shri Srimad Srila A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada founder Acharya of ISKCON Paris Srila Prabhupada founder Acharya of Bhakti Vedanta Institute Srila Prabhupada founder Acharya of Bhakti Vedanta Book Trust Sri Guru Parampara Sri Nitai Sasisuta Kinjai, Sri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Devi Kinjai, Sri Radha Parisisvara Mandir, Sri Devi Maharani Kinjai, Sri Sankirtan Kinjai, Samaveda Bhaktivinoda ki jai. All glories to the Assemblée. All glories to the Assemblée. Toute gloire aux dévots assemblés. Toute gloire à Sri Guru et à Sri Guru. Mon Vishnu Padaya, Krishna Prasad, Vishnu ISKCON. I'm sorry, I'm a little sick, so my voice may be low. So, can come closer. Tu peux prendre le 8e chant en français.
C'est fait.
C'est fait. Okay. Très bien. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 8, the title of Canto 8 is Withdrawal of the Cosmic Creations. And today we are reading chapter 22. It is Bali Maharaj who surrenders his life. And verse number 32. Tavat sutaram adhyastam. Tavat sutaram adhyastam. Vishvakarma vinirmitam. Yadadayo vyadayascha. Yadadayo vyadayascha. Klamastandra parabhava. Klamastandra parabhava. Nupasarga nivasatam. Nupasarga nivasatam. Sambhavanti mamekshaya. Tavatutaram adhyastam. Vishvakarma vinirmitam. Yadadayo vyadayascha. Klamastandra parabhava. Nupasarga nivasatam. Sambhavanti mamekshaya. Tavatutaram adhyastam. Vishvakarma vinirmitam. Yadadayo vyadayascha. Klamastandra parabhava. Nupasarga nivasatam. Sambhavanti mamekshaya.
Tavat Vishvakarma vinirmitam. Yadadayo vyadayascha. Klamastandra parabhava. Nupasarga nivasatam. Sambhavanti mamekshaya. Tavat sutaram Vishvakarma vinirmitam. Yadadayo vyadayascha. Klamastandra parabhava. Nupasarga nivasatam. Sambhavanti mamekshaya.
Tavat Sutalamadhyastam Vishvakarma Vinirmitam Yadadayo Vyadayascha Namastandra Parabhavaha Nopasarga Nivasatam
Sambhavanti Mamekshayah
Sambhavanti Mamekshayah.
Tavat
Sutalamadhyastam
Vishvakarma Vinirmitam
Vishvakarma Vinirmitam
Yadadayo Vyadayascha Namastandra Parabhava Nopasarga Nirvasaram Sambhavanti Mamekshayah.
Translation word by word. Tavat. As long as you are not in the post of Lord Indra.
As long as you are not in the post of Lord Indra.
Sutalam.
Sutalam.
In the planet known as Sutala.
In the planet known as Sutala.
Adhyastam.
Abhyastam.
Go live there and occupy the place.
Go live there and occupy the place.
Vishvakarma Vinirmitam.
Vishvakarma Vinirmitam.
Which is especially created by Vishvakarma.
Which is specially created by Vishvakarma.
Yat.
Yat.
Wherein. Adayaha.
Adaya.
Miseries pertaining to the mind.
Miseries pertaining to the mind.
Vyadayaha.
Vyadaya.
Miseries pertaining to the body.
Miseries pertaining to the body.
Cha.
Cha.
Also. Klamaha.
Klamaha.
Fatigue.
Fatigue.
Tandra.
Tandra.
Dizziness or laziness.
Dizziness or laziness.
Parabhavaha.
Parabhavaha.
Becoming defeated.
Becoming defeated.
Na. Not. Upasarga.
Upasarga.
Symptoms of other disturbances.
Symptoms of other disturbances.
Nivasatam.
Nivasatam.
Of those who live there.
Of those who live there.
Sambhavanti.
Sambhavanti.
Become possible.
Become possible.
Mama.
Mama.
Of me.
Of me.
Iksaya.
Iksaya.
By the special vigilance.
By the special
Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Until Bali Maharaj achieves the position of King of Heaven, he shall live on the planet Sutala, which was made by Vishvakarma according to my order. Because it is especially protected by me, it is free from mental and bodily miseries, fatigue, dizziness, defeat, and all other disturbances. Bali Maharaj, you may now go live there peacefully. Purport. Vishvakarma is the engineer or architect for the palatial building in the heavenly planets. Therefore, since he is engaged to construct the residential quarters of Bali Maharaj, the buildings and palaces on the planet Sutala must at least equal those on the heavenly planets. A further advantage of this place designed for Bali Maharaj was that he would not be disturbed by any outward calamity. Moreover, he would not be disturbed by mental or bodily miseries. These are all extraordinary features of the planet Sutala, where Bali Maharaj will live. In the Vedic literatures, we find descriptions of many different planets, where there are many palaces, hundreds and thousands of times, better than those of which we have experienced on this planet Earth. When we speak of palaces, this naturally includes the idea of great cities and towns. Unfortunately, when modern scientists try to explore other planets, they see nothing but rocks and sand. Of course, they may go on their frivolous excursions, but the student of the Vedic literature will never believe them or give them any credit for exploring other planets. Translation again. Until Bali Maharaj achieves the position of King of Heaven, he shall live on the planet Sutala, which was made by Vishwakarma according to my order. Because it is especially protected by me, it is free from mental and bodily miseries, fatigue, dizziness, defeat, and all other disturbances. Bali Maharaj, you may now go live there peacefully. Radha Parisisvara Mandir. Sri Chaitanya Manubhishtam Stavitani Vaditaris and Vipakadamayam Dadati Bhagavantikam. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prashte Vitalis Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swaminitinami. Namaste Sarvati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Srinivadi Vaskoti Shatani. Onsekal Patarubhyasya Kripasindi Vyagacha Petidanam Pavani Vaishnavi Namo Namaha. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shakata Gadadhar Sri Govardhan. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama like in India. So this is the story of Bali Maharaj, and he has surrendered his life to Krishna. And now Krishna is reciprocating with him by telling him that in the last verse he was going to be the king of the heavenly planets, like Indra. And before that, in that verse, it is explained that he needs to go to a planet called Sutala. And it seems that this Sutala planet is very nice. There is no mental or bodily miseries. It must be very nice, no? No mental disease, no physical disease, no fatigue, no dizziness, no other disturbances. It is explained actually that this Sutala planet is above the heavenly planets. So we see that in the Vedic literature there are descriptions of many types of planets, many types of universes, many types of we are very, very small. If we leave our body now, the world is going on same. It means we are very, very tiny. But Krishna, being the regime of all this world, for him, he has another vision than us. This is why the Acharya, the bona fide Acharya, the great Acharya, they have the same vision on Krishna. And we are conditioned soul, we don't have the same vision. This is our problem. And we see here in the first paragraph, Srila Prabhupada explains the position of Vishwakarma. He's the engineer, the architect of the heavenly palace here. He built so many things. He had his name, connection with Arjuna, is like that. So we can see that Vishwakarma is really in his own varna. It is his occupation to build palaces. So when a person is fully engaged in his own varna, he can produce something very good. We also have here the story of Bali. Bali is a Kshatriya. And he is doing his Kshatriya activities. Like yesterday, Prabhu was saying about can say something of the character of Bali Maharaj. You know, Kshatriya is very strong, like Arjuna, the Pandava, and when they do their activity according to their Varna and Ashrama, for pleasing Krishna, is becoming perfect. It's why we remember them. We don't remember people who are not very extraordinary, actually. Yes. So here it is said that he did something very extraordinary with Karma, and in that planet there is no problem coming from the body. But here in this earth there are some little problems coming from the body and the mind. Actually, it is mainly full of problems, you know. No? We can all experience we are becoming old, not able to sit and cross-legged, you know. Sometimes the mind is very disturbed. And, we all know what Krishna is saying, fix our mind into Him, but it's not so easy. Sometimes we forget something. Sometimes we are making mistake. Sometimes we are in illusion, you know, what to do. But in the Vedic literature, there are descriptions of many different planets with activities in different planets. Like, you know, I'm coming from India. I think Manda came also from India. I saw you, not personally, I saw you on a screen with Radha Maharaj in Mayapur. This is the advantage of the screen of YouTube. You know? And of course, you know that UVP in Mayapur is going to present many of the different planets, the spiritual world and also material world. And even to think about when we read Bhagavatam and think about how the devotees are going to present that in Mayapur, you know, it's going to be out of this world, more or less. You know? This is the main project in ISKCON for all ISKCON devotees. This is why, you know, the devotees who are really determined to help the TOVP, they just try to put some energy, some resources, some finance to helping the building of this wonderful temple. Myself, when I was there, a few 2 weeks ago, I get the chance to have a tour, and I saw the temple of Nishingadev. And I was very surprised to see there is a deity of Nishingadev and Prahlad, duplicate from the temple. And yes, it was very surprising, and see how everything is organized, you know. Like the food, the boga is going to come by lift, you know, directly to Nishingadev quarters. Yes, yeah. To use the techniques in the service of the Lord. Like in the second part of the approach, Srila Prabhupada, sometimes he's doing that, you know? He's like putting the failure of the modern scientist. You know? But also he was inspiring some of his disciples, especially the scientist disciples, like Bhakti Yoga Maharaj, Sadapita Prabhu, Jnana Prabhu, to study Vedic science and to present Vedic science to the modern scientists. And we can see that this Mayapur project is really the epitome of the spirituality and science. Science and spirituality. And this is attracting a lot. Even in Mayapur we have a small theater, drama, 360 degrees, like that, seeing about the 9 planets of Navadvip. And it's giving some idea about what the use of how can we use in Krishna service? How can we use science in Krishna service? Srila Prabhupada very often when he wrote or he speak about modern scientists, is really smashing them. But when he asked some of his disciples present to Krishna consciousness to modern scientists, he asked them to do another way. First to make friends. And this was personal instruction that Bhakti Yoga Maharaj received from Srila Prabhupada. And means it is like all of us, sometimes we have good days, sometimes bad days. Sometimes we are in a mental difficulty, and sometimes some people want to preach to us. If we don't know them, we are not going to accept easily. But if people make friends with us, we can accept more easily. So it is very important to understand that Srila Prabhupada has can say Shakti Vaishnav, person coming from the personal associate of Krishna. Everything that is said or he wrote, many people appreciate. They want to be chastised. It is said in the Guru Disciple course, that we need to take the same glorification or chastisement from the Guru. But it's not always easy. To take chastisement is not always easy. So it must be the expertise of the Guru to put chastisement with some sweet around. Like he gave a medicine to children. Medicine is not really not good, but some sweet around is better. So it's some indication about this verse. And I am going to mention something a little different. I was supposed to give a seminar today on how to select our Varna. Actually, in Mayapur now, till December 15, since 1 month and a half, there is a big program. Not like Radhanath Maharaj with many 10,000, 12,000 people, but it is in a program organized by Bhakti Yoga Maharaj about how to develop Varnashram college. Last year it was for 1 month, Kartik month, and this year it is for 2 months, Kartik and 1 month after. And one devotee, was presenting in about 20 hours a seminar how to select the Varna. We all know that Srila Prabhupada said first Varna, then Ashram. Srila Prabhupada emphasized at the end of his life the need of to care about the importance about daily Varnashram Dharma. He has done only 50% of his mission. 50% is not been done is Daila Varnashram Dharma in ISKCON. So there are some devotees in ISKCON, some leaders who are very determined to introduce, not to introduce, the concept is already introduced in Srila Prabhupada books, but to apply that practically. And the first thing, of course, is to find our Varna. Of course, a devotee is transcendental. A real devotee is above the guna. But what to do if we are practicing Krishna consciousness? We call ourselves devotee, or devotee call us devotee. What to do if we are not transcendental to the true guna? What to do? We have devotee and non-devotee. We have the demon and the devotee, the scripture, But what to do if we are between? So it's why this to select our varna can be very helpful in our life. If we found our varna, we have no money problem. It's very simple. So there are 4 varna: Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra. And in the Vedic literature, there is no unemployment. No RSA. Like we have in France. Actually, in France, we have many people who are doing nothing from the society. Even if we are not very active, we can do something for society. So in the Vedic culture, everybody must do something for society. There is no place for laziness. Here in Sutala, yes, there is no laziness. Yes. No dizziness. Tandra. Dizziness or laziness. So actually, the tendency is to be lazy. Because we are not been trained, for most of us, to work hard when we are young. We are not be trained to for example, to study, like a master degree, a doctorate degree, it's a lot of work, study. Many people don't want to study too much because it is difficult, or to work a lot because it is difficult. Many people try just to get a job where they have paid. This should be our mentality. And they can use their life only outside the job. What the people are doing when they are in holiday? They escape the city. My grandmother, she was saying the holiday is for people who don't like their work. C'est holiday for Sankirtan devotee. Holiday is to come to temple, to bring the books inside the line, like that to prepare for the marathon, the holiday. So actually this little short, Varna selection. First, like any other thing, first we need to have the desire to know. Like many people speak about cooperation. We need cooperation inside this devotee. But if we don't have desire, there is no cooperation. It's simple. In the same way, if to have the desire to know what is our material nature. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, actually, in one of his books called Chaitanya Chishamrita, he explains that there are 4 levels of happiness. The bodily happiness, mental happiness, emotional happiness, and spiritual happiness. And he explains actually that the body, mind, and emotion are just connected to our material nature. So if we, and spiritual happiness is connected with transcendental bhakti, of course. So, and he explains that if we can work on both, with pure bhakti and the Devarshi Dharma is complete. So many devotees are pushing about pure bhakti. It's very important. But devotee, according to the Bhagavad Gita, devotee is prasanatma, always joyful. If a devotee is not happy, there is some problem somewhere. And this is mainly due to body, mind, and emotion. And this can be, we can find a solution with the Devarshi. Krishna himself created the Devarshi. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Bhagavad Gita said, in the Bhagavatam there are many information about Varnashram Dharma. Canto 7, it's mainly about that. Shingadev and the Radha Muni with Maharaj. Actually, it's a very important topic for devotee who are not transcendental to tribunals. It is said in Mahabharata, that to select our Varna Kali-yuga is more difficult because they are mixed. We see here Bija Karma, or Bali Maharaj, they are not mixed. Simple for them. For us, it's more mixing of mixing. But at least if we know what is in the Brahmanacharya Vaishnav, what is the prominent one, if we know that, this is a very good sign. And how can we know that? You have some idea. No idea. How can we know what is our Varna?
We try different things.
Eh?
We can try different things.
Yes.
We have to know which Varna doing what. If we are sticking to this activity, we feel fully happy in this activity, it means we are more or less connected with this Varna.
Yes.
Prabhupada said that naturally, even in society today, we can still find them.
Yes.
So we can do it.
Yes. In every society there are intellectuals or priests, philosophers. In every society there are administration and cow protection or business and helping. Every society is there. Actually, the older society who have not been touched so much with materialism outside Western Europe and North America, it's more easy to find. People are following their tendency more easily. But in the Western country, we have been so much attracted by sense gratification, more than necessary. And this has made some problem in our life. In the Veda, Mahabharata, and different other texts, it is said that to select our Varna, first it is better to, when a person is young, when he's 16, he must know what is his Varna. 16 in Vedic time means adult people. In our life is not adult. 16, teenager or more or less children. So it means, yes, and with help of the elder of the village, of the elder of the family, astrology, and also the tendency of the child, what he is going to do. He is like more intellectual, more practical, more organization, he likes to organize or not. Yes. So in some Gurukul, traditional Gurukul, I can say, before a child comes to Gurukul, we study into the astrology what is his Varna. And we engage the person in his Varna. So this is some idea how to select Varna. What to do if we are more than 16? I think everybody here is more than 16.
You have to take birth again.
This is one idea. But if we want to try to avoid to take birth again, or to find. So there are very practical things. If we have a real friend, we can ask them, what do you think about me? What is my tendency? If we have real friends, if we are not real friends, they are going to say, yeah, probably you are devotee or Brahma, you are transcendental. But we have real friends. They can help us a lot. And also we can study very deeply Bhagavad Gita chapter 14. And this is, Srila Prabhupada said in one of the purport beginning, he said, everybody will study this chapter 14, his life will become perfect. I think it is text number 1 or 2. And he said, only, I have read in Prabhupada, only one time he said like that. You know? And if we study this chapter 14, what is goodness? What is passion? What is ignorance? And it's very clear, not easy to digest. Because if we study seriously, we can see that I was thinking I mean goodness, but I reality am not like that. Yes. This way this makes a difference. When there are some devotees who are born in Vedic culture, like in India, people who are born in India, it's more easy for them to know their Varna. We all see that people who are making business in India, it is in the blood, money, you know. There is no need of training, you know. It's in the blood. They don't need to go to school, you know. In the West, we have the Western education, and Western education actually is helping people to become like a certificate ass. Yes, because they are producing children. And Vedic education is helping people to know what is the goal of life, who are we. It is a difference between modern education and Vedic education. So it is why yesterday, with some devotee, I was doing a small presentation of the importance of Bhaktivedanta Institute. Because it can help us to know in a more analytical way, scientist way, logical way, something that we are more accustomed in the Western country. To know more about what is our, how to understand what is nature, what is life. Life comes from life, life comes from matter. It's a very important thing. Srila Prabhupada was very much concerned by that topic. And it means if we, in the West, we are influenced by Western science. And we are conditioned by that. So it means if we understand more about the Vedic approach, it's going to be more easy for us to know who we are and to act accordingly, to act accordingly. Of course, it is a big topic to select Varna, and in most of the temple in ISKCON, we don't even mention about Varna Dharma. It's supposed to be different according to ISKCON law, but it's not easy to follow the law that we were voted. We can vote a law, not easy to follow the things that we have voted. This means mine is not Sutala mind, mental miseries. And mental miseries are coming from something we have not done perfectly. At least something we have not done perfectly. And actually, when we are diseased, what to do? Myself, since 2-3 days I was diarrhea. It's not so easy. So yes, night time was very difficult, for me. But I asked some devotee, do you have something, pharmacy box here? And one devotee, I cannot, he had something diarrhea, so he gave to me. I'm a little more strong now. It is true, when we are diseased, we just ask somebody who knows. And actually, Krishna system is perfect. Anashana Dharma is perfect. Bhakti is perfect. Ayurveda is perfect. Ayurveda is a really interesting topic. Because it's helping us to become body, mind, and emotion more balanced. I know one lady devotee from Ekadashi, in Yamuna, she's very thin. It means vata too much, and lots of anxiety, that thing. And now she's in some Vedic hospital in Kerala. She's feeling quite better. Especially in Kerala, it's warm, so no sun. Yes, we need to care about our health. Srila Prabhupada was saying health first, sadhana and service after. When he wrote letters, may this letter find you in good health. I think to every devotee, more or less. So this is instruction. It means if you want to understand the mentality of Srila Prabhupada, there is his books, everything is in the books. But Srila Prabhupada said, if we want to understand the culture of Krishna consciousness, India. And this makes a difference when devotee has spent, or from Indian origin, Indian body, in India, have spent a few years in India, or coming regularly to India. It makes a difference. And in India, it's more, people are more closer to Vedic culture than in the West, of course. But so, it is just a few things that I can mention about these topics about Brahma solution. And do you have any realization, question, doubts, argument on topics for a few minutes before Prasadam?
Thank you very much for the class. So many interesting points. The point about the Varna, there was a very interesting example given. But as you said, actually we have to see, we have to read the qualities of every Varna in Bhagavad Gita, and to be very introspective, very honest. Does it apply to me? So that was a very nice example to define a Brahmana.
Yes.
You probably know the story. It was in the court of a king, and all the ministers complained to the king, why do you give such a, high post and maybe so many kind of salary to that Brahmana? He doesn't do many things. They were envious. So the king wanted to explain why. He said, okay, I'm going to ask you a question. I want to know the weight of the elephant at the court.
Yes.
Yeah. So everybody went and tried to find a way, and it was impossible to find such a big scale to know the weight of the elephant. Then he asked the Brahmana, and the Brahmana said, just give me a little time and give me the key of the treasure house where all the grains are stored. And then he came back and he gave the weight of the elephant. And everybody asked, how did you find? So he said, I took a boat and I put actually the elephant in the boat on the water, and we made a little mark to see where the water was coming up. And after I went to the storage house and I put in the water so many kilos of grains, and then until I was reaching the line we drew, and then I got the weight of the elephant. So the king looked at his ministers and he said, this is why he's a brahmana.
Yes, yes. Intelligent. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not sometimes not so active all the time, but using his intelligence.
I think Srila Prabhupada said, lazy intelligence.
Yeah. He says it's the best. It doesn't mean we have to be lazy. But
This is why for distributing books actually. You
Yeah.
know? It's been, I was in Mayapur when it was the COVID. Huh?
Mm.
And Japataka Maharaj, you know, so no people were coming to Mayapur. So it was no guests, no money, there was problems. And Japataka Maharaj said, okay, you need to distribute books. We're saying, but how to do that, you know? And it is why it is so important to have intelligence and contact. Because they just phone to the congregation. We need to distribute books. Can you take some books and distribute to your friend, your friend, like that? And actually, it was really intelligent thinking. Yes, intelligent thinking. And we see that Srila Prabhupada, in his books, very often is mentioning Chanakya Pandit. And Chanakya Pandit is not a devotee, but is a Brahmin. And a Brahmin is always satisfied. He can live in any place. As I said, it's difficult to live outside the house, but it's like that. So this type of qualities, you know, depend on our character. We can, if we have that character, it's automatically developed. If we don't have, we can try to develop. And it's always good to try to go to the best, to chase the rhinoceros. Even if we are not Brahmana by education, but if we try the best, at least we are going to find something. But if we don't look for the best, our life is going to become miserable. And we see that many devotees join ISKCON, and many are not active in Srila Prabhupada mission. You know? And many are suffering. Many don't have so much friends, of course. You know? Many are deceived, you know, lose faith, you know. Many are not saying Prabhupada, but it is the same Prabhupada that some devotee met 50 years ago, but we are supposed to be more advanced than 50 years ago. Supposed to. At least to have a more clear vision about the situation. So it is why by studying regularly the bhagavatam, and by being, actually, in the beginning of the canto first, bhagavatam, Srila Prabhupada is said, if we hear with attention the Srimad Bhagavatam, gradually, at the end of Canto 9, we are going to become liberated. And we are going to be able to test Canto 10. Srila Prabhupada did not say about studying Bhagavatam. It's about hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, you know. And it's why if we, it's why Srila Prabhupada wanted the Bhagavatam class every day in the temple, you know. But if we can also in our own life, you know, take seriously Bhagavatam, take more seriously Bhagavatam, also Bhagavad Gita, you know, and try to become a better human being, and at least to become close to a devotee, you know, can be very good. Because in ISKCON now we have a big quantity, but we need quality. You know, we need quality, and to be to inspire someone to take to Krishna consciousness, they need to see that we are different. We have different value system, and for us to be inspired by other devotees, we are looking for devotees who are not like us, have more Krishna consciousness, more taste about Krishna consciousness, more realization about Krishna consciousness. So we need that. We need to have advanced devotee, and we need to be friends with same devotee, and we need to inspire younger devotee. It's not so easy. But like Mandakini Mataji, no, you are a very good example, because many people appreciate you. They are going to Russian country. I say, if I'm going to Mongolia, means nearby Russian, so I hear a lot about you in Mongolia. So, you know? And it's like simple devotee, practicing Krishna consciousness, appreciating devotee, taking association with advanced devotee, sharing and try to inspire devotee to take seriously Srila Prabhupada mission. You know? And I realize this is the best job in life. And there is no unemployment. No. I'm doing something similar to that. You know? And the world is big. So actually, when I was young in ISKCON, like with Rajadharma, I was doing Sankirtan, of course, you know. But it was like, no need to work outside. We can work for Krishna consciousness, you know? But we need to develop the quality. Yes.
Because we talk about Varnas and Ashram, I heard that actually the qualification of the Brahmins is that they are able to guide others according to their Varna and Ashram.
Yes.
And it's very great service because you save many years of life of someone which is properly guided, you know.
Yes.
He doesn't have to mess with activities we don't fit him, you know. If you ask a fish to climb a tree, he will feel very unsuccessful, you know. So you can be guided so nicely that we can act according to our nature, will be very benefited, you know.
From the beginning. Yes.
That will be great service given by Brahmin, actual Brahmins to societies.
It means before becoming actual Brahmin, we can want to desire on the way, you know. And it is true that myself, I joined with Raja many years ago. But I feel that I am involved into this Varnashram with the I section to help younger devotees not to lose so many years, like you and me. Yes. I have lost so many years, you know, because it was very good Sankirtan. Yes, very good. But not to find the Varna, why not to try to find our Varna as soon as possible when we join ISKCON? And to engage the devotee according to their constitution, occupation. No, we can do things in crisis, yes, but not 30 years crisis, you know. Crisis is only for a certain time, you know. But we need to know what is our occupation and to engage our occupation in Krishna service. And there is a lot of activity possible, you know. Maybe we need to stop here because there is a very important occupation. It's called Prashadam. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.
We come from Govardhan, no?
Where is Sutara? What is the direction for Sutara?
I
I want to go to Sutara. Yes.